You can now get a 30-day trial to experience The Athletic for free. Visit the link in the description below to try it now.
Hello, welcome to Tifo IRL. I am JJ Bull, and in this video, we're going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, who was just signed from Manchester United. Didn't see that one coming, kind of came out of the blue. Because you know what didn't almost happen. Here he is, Ronaldo. Where is he going to play for Man United? How's he going to work tactically? What's he going to bring them? What's he going to do? Isn't he too old? Is he still good? All these questions to be answered and more in this video. So Ronaldo, at United, he's now 36 years old. Is he past it? No, he's not, because he finished as the joint top scorer, won the Golden Boot at Euro 2020. He scored 29 goals in 33 appearances in the league for Juventus last season. In fact, since leaving Manchester in 2009, Ronaldo has never dipped below a goal every other game in league football. It's an incredible record. He's maybe not at the very peak of his powers, but he's one of the elite strikers, elite goal scoring machines in European football. And we think of him as that kind of prolific goal scorer now, like a goal poacher, which is true to a certain extent. He gets a lot of goals from being in the box and scoring headers, clinical finishes with both feet. He's not the dribbly winger that he once was, but there's aspects to his game which make him not just a penalty box poacher. He still has bits to his game that aren't just being in the box to score 6-yard tap-ins and overhead kicks. At Juve last season, he played as part of a kind of front two in a 4-4-2 under Andrea Pirlo. And at United, they don't really do that. They kind of play this 4-2-3-1 at the moment. And what you'd think where he'd fit in would be probably as the number 9. Now this makes sense for when they're making a quick attack, so players like Sancho, Bruno's always the 10, and then you've got Pogba who either helps become a midfielder in this half space over here. Also he plays the left winger and come inside to create. I mean, he had 4 assists the other day doing that sort of thing exactly. Ronaldo will be as the 9. Now he did that for Portugal in the championships that went past, playing with Fernandes of course, in both a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3. And the 4-3-3 looked a little bit like having a 6 here in Fred, another midfielder here was Danilo for Portugal, and then Fernandes would work on this kind of right-hand side, and he would look to move into these spaces here and send in balls into the box, which are exactly the kind of thing that Ronaldo gobbles up like a hungry boy. Fernandes will play mostly as a 10 in this sort of shape if that's what they do, but they have other options of course to United. Playing with the 2 double pivot if they have it, Pogba can get away, and then suddenly you put in someone like Rashford who comes in. And again, you keep that sort of same shape, and it moves like this. So an inside forward, which is what Rashford would be if he's on this sort of side. Rashford would come inside to join as a 2. Ronaldo, there's statistics in an Athletic article written by Tom Warville, and I think Sam Lee actually on what his move to Man City might have looked like. But Ronaldo has a lot of lethal touches in this sort of side of the pitch. Though he starts as maybe a central striker, he'll often drift out to wherever the space is, but tends to receive the ball in these sort of dangerous areas here. So we have that. You have Rashford coming in as an extra forward. Sancho will do things all over the pitch. That's what he does. We've got separate videos on him as well and how he works at Man United. Overlap and run from Wan-Bissaka if you want, but he tends to stay slightly deeper. Shaw gives you the overlap on the left. And then again, Shaw, whose chances created in open play is really, really high in the Premier League. Again, crosses from here to Ronaldo. It's a real danger. If Ronaldo doesn't score, you'd get the second ball winning chances of Sancho coming in, Rashford there, Fernandes kind of playing as a second striker off of him. So although he's played as a part of a front 2 for the last little while with Juve, he plays as a 1 because he's used to that with Portugal, is very good at it. But also what's key is the way he can rotate with other players to create space for others. So for instance, if United are attacking and they're in this sort of positions here, Ronaldo can drift into these wide areas here to allow Sancho to go inside to attack the central space. The same way if Ronaldo moves and drops the link play deeper, which is something he does quite a lot. So what you might see Ronaldo do is he'll start kind of here and he'll make a run to try and get involved in the play. He'll drop into these spaces to get on there. And doing that drags a defender with him. And so if you have someone like Fred, who might just play a short little pass to Ronaldo, Ronaldo can then release that. He does this again with one touch often, very quick passes. He might go back to McTominay, he'll have the ball, he can then spread it and move it around. And that then obviously creates a space for someone like Fernandes to move into. So the space Ronaldo has left will leave space for someone like Sancho who could play in this area, give that there. Or Fernandes can make a little run into that sort of area there to get on the end of these sorts of runs. This movement frees up rotations for players. Of course, Sancho goes in here, Wan-Bissaka goes up here. Lots of rotations that he can give you. So yeah, this is what we'll quite often see from Ronaldo. We did it at Juventus a lot. He starts here, comes back in, drags the defender with him. This guy comes with him. That leaves space in behind. Fred passes to Ronaldo. Ronaldo passes back to Fred. Ronaldo makes this run in behind into the space, and it can go over the top, or it can go to Fernandes and through. And this guy has to chase him, and he's really quick, because although he's slightly older, he's still super fit, really fast. And so that's what you can see from Ronaldo. He can drift onto the left and the right and swap with players to create space in his rotations, and that will help free fluid movement up of United and the way they want to play this season. But another thing that United are doing this season is trying to press quite high, so we should look at how he fits into that system too. Solskjaer wants to be able to play a slightly more attacking, higher pressing system this season. We've seen a few examples of it so far already in a couple of games we've seen. But Ronaldo is not very well known for his defensive effort, or not acumen perhaps, but if you look at his statistics on somewhere like FBref, for example, he doesn't do an awful lot of anything. No pressure, is very low, interceptions, blocks, tackles, doesn't do anything. Similar actually to Anthony Martial, who does a bit more. Greenwood does a little bit as well. Man United's real pressing forward is Edinson Cavani. We must be delighted that Ronaldo's come to take his place in the side now that he's signed a deal. But Cavani is excellent at making these sort of presses, working on players and really chasing opposition players down to help win the ball back. If they want to play with this sort of thing with Cavani doing that, the way you'd get Ronaldo in the team is probably pushing him out to where Rashford would be and losing Rashford from there. That's what you want to do. Where Cavani then becomes one of the strikers, Ronaldo becomes this second striker here, like we were talking about earlier, with Shaw overlapping to give you some width. It's not ideal, but Ronaldo can also definitely be this pressing guy here if we put him up top. Although it's a 4-2-3-1 most of the time for United, what you'll also get is Ronaldo and Fernandes can team up to form a 4-4-2 kind of block. A lot of teams do this now when you're trying to build from the back. So if the goalie's here and they're trying to play out, Fernandes steps up to form the two at the start, and the two first line of engagement means the ball has to go wide, because one of them's going to screen this guy so the ball can't go there. That's too risky a pass into him because Sancho can just go here depending on where it goes. Lots of triggers depending where the ball goes, where the runner will go. Fred can step up, these sorts of things. Now here, if the ball's going to go this side, it's Fernandes's. If the ball's going to go this side, so if the ball's going to go this side, Fernandes is the guy that can go and react to that and go here. But if the ball's going to go this side, and you'll know by the way the goalie's stepping up to take this kick, Ronaldo's job is then to come across and make sure he's blocking this pass in here. So this guy's options are going to be here or here. Remember, the two has shown the ball wide from deep play. So Ronaldo comes across to help cover this press. He's got that behind him as well. It's all about how you bend your run, and this is part of pressing. He doesn't make a lot of pressures, but all he's doing here really is blocking a pass. So if he makes a curved run, curves his run to get around here, he's going to be able to block both this pass into this guy here, blocking this pass into here, helping show the ball wide, part of the press. Comes here, Sancho comes across to block that, Fred should step up, these guys step up, squeeze the space. And that's the kind of press that we'll hopefully see, well not hopefully, but we probably will see from United. We know Ronaldo doesn't do an awful lot of defensive work pressuring, but he can be this kind of block here. And even if he's not directly putting pressure on the player, he's helping with the high press anyway. Because he's so dangerous, like he's such a clinical, lethal finisher, always makes the right decision. That if the ball goes here, he's going to want to get rid of it because Ronaldo's there. It's a bit like having a crocodile in your bathroom. You're probably not going to use the bathroom if there's a crocodile there, and there's a crocodile right here. So rather than going to the bathroom, this makes no sense, he's going to want to get rid of that quickly. So why not just use another room, go to another room, pass the ball here where there are no crocodiles. Of course, Fernandes is quite snappy too, and that's how that works. So yeah, Ronaldo is essentially this lurking threat, always there next to the toilet, ready to jump up and snap you, because he's so good at that. And he finds space anywhere. He anticipates the next move. He's always a couple of steps ahead. If there's a turnover, he'll know where the ball's likely to go. And if it doesn't go straight to him, say there's a turnover here with Fred will play it in here. Ronaldo will find a way to be in the right place at the right time to finish that move off. That's what Ronaldo's really good at, being a crocodile. But there's more to his game than that, and we should look at that now. A couple of things Ronaldo can do that are very special. We all know that he can pull off amazing things like that overhead kick he scored against Juventus for Real Madrid. Fantastic header of the ball, and it gives him the option of hitting these early crosses from players like Wan-Bissaka. He can header those through a goalkeeper, and basically there's not much you can do about it when he gets the leap on someone. It's as though he's been bitten by a radioactive salmon, and so has the leap and is salmon man. However, there is more to his game than simply the leap and finishing things clinically with his left and right, but what's relevant here is, say for instance, Man United want to build out from the back, which they do, they like doing that. See, De Gea's here, right? So you can play to Lindelof or Maguire, and Maguire will carry the ball into midfield or something like that, and Lindelof will play short passes. Varane will be there soon as well to replace Lindelof, I would expect. But say Lindelof for now. De Gea goes at this to Lindelof. Now, there's an example of this for Juventus, a goal Ronaldo scored. Playing as a front two, but in this position here, you probably have Sancho pushed up, just ready to try and make the run in behind. You might even have Rashford here, looking for this sort of bendy run in behind the high line. Ronaldo's going to be looking to make the same sort of thing in here. Now, Rashford, excellent player, really quick, superb forward, plays in the left mostly. If Lindelof is able to make this kind of long ball, which he's very, very good at doing, very underrated. Varane can do similar actually. Maguire is decent at hitting balls, but Lindelof in particular, this sort of thing. This is an exact goal Ronaldo scored. The ball goes to the right centre back, the ball is hit long, he makes this run behind the high line, he's really quick, remember, takes the ball down with a perfect first touch, because again, he's one of the greatest footballers of all time, he can do that. Goes forward, he's being chased by a defender, trying to slow him down, trying to show him wide, doesn't matter, Ronaldo's got control of the situation and finishes. Like, his finishing is astonishingly accurate. He always scores above his XG. It's another thing that's good about him that makes all the difference. He will score chances that other United players are guilty of missing. Mason Greenwood's a very good striker, guilty of missing a few. He's an excellent finish at the start of the season. Who is it they played at the start of the season? Can't remember. Great goal though. He's a lot faster than Cavani at making these sort of accelerations. Not going to give you as much defensive work. But another thing he will give you is effort when he senses any sense of a goal. So let's put United back to defend the corner, because this is something he did in the European Championships. The ball was an in-swinger here, and at this exact game, it was against Germany, so it was against, in 14:05, in that minute, the ball is headed away by a Portugal player. It goes to someone like Fernandes. It wasn't actually Fernandes, but I'm going for that for now. There's a runner who immediately starts to go. He's going to make this sort of run to get in from a pass from like Fernandes, that sort of thing. Now Ronaldo, bear in mind 14:05, 12 seconds later, he is here. In 12 seconds, the guy's 36, there's almost a 100-yard run, woof, there he goes. And the other opposite team obviously has to worry about tracking this, tracking the equivalent of Sancho as the ball goes to Sancho. Sancho manages to get to the box, and by the time he gets here, he's got a free in the 6-yard box to score a tap in. That's the kind of goal. That kind of run is what he's capable of at 36. He is not a done deal whatsoever, might conserve his energy in certain situations, isn't going to press as much as Cavani, but when he sees the chance to go and make a sprint like this, he's got it in him to do it. You'll often see him trying to lead a press for Portugal sometimes, just sprinting at people, trying to make sure he closes down the goalkeeper early. And all he's got to do really is force the long clearance from the goalkeeper. Doesn't count as a pressure sometimes, but all those stats are something that maybe Tom Warville in The Athletic is better at describing to you. Subscribe to that, it's very good. So yes, Ronaldo is one of the best strikers in the world. He is a striker, but he also likes to receive the ball a bit deeper, linking up play, still carries the ball, is excellent at dribbling with it, can rotate with other players. Something more romantic about him joining Man United again, because obviously that's where it all kind of began for him. And I think it's a lovely little transfer, and I hope you enjoyed learning about Ronaldo and what he might do at Manchester United, and I hope you enjoy the video and subscribe to Tifo IRL, really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time. Have a lovely time.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including David Ornstein, Daniel Taylor, Ollie Kay, Amy Lawrence and Rafa Honigstein. There are journalists dedicated to each Premier League team, so every fan gets the coverage they deserve, not just the big clubs. And you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.